Why is there a blood donor shortage?
Well, it's a complicated issue, and actually this isn't a new thing. It has been going on for the last few months that levels of blood stock is lower than normal, but in the recent days and weeks we have reached this amber level. I think it's a complicated number of reasons. It's been happening since the pandemic. I think there's two reasons for this. People's attitudes towards attending a healthcare setting has changed. So I think some people were apprehensive about visiting the blood donor banks because of their risk of catching COVID. And some people who were in a really good routine, you know, of going every few months to donate blood may have got out of that routine. But I think the main issue is actually a shortage of the staff that are there to take the blood from patients and care for them after they've donated. So there are some staff issues here which are holding people up. I myself actually had an appointment recently to donate blood, and it was cancelled because there wasn't enough staff members there to take the blood from me. So I think that's a big factor.
And what happens then if hospitals haven't got the 6 days' worth of supply that they would like to have? I mean, does this mean that there could be some life and death situations?
So it is important to have a good stock of blood because actually the blood that we collect only has a lifespan of around 35 days. So it's important that we keep replenishing it with ongoing donation. The normal stock is around 6 days. As you mentioned, it's fallen to quite a critical level of only 2 days. They do have plans in place to try and reduce the risk of this. So some elective surgeries will be postponed. These are things that are not life-threatening, things like hip and knee replacements. But my concern for that is that many of these patients have already been waiting a very long time, already had their operations delayed because of the pandemic, and they're people sitting at home with pain. We do have a supply that is reserved for emergency surgeries. In emergency situations, we rely on O-negative blood, as this is a universal blood that can be given to everyone. So if anyone has that blood type, they are being urged to come forward and donate.
O-negative. Do you know, well, I suppose you would know your blood type. I don't know my blood type. How can you find that out?
I also don't know my blood type. That's a good point. But if you go and donate, then they'll tell you your blood type. We are short of all blood types, so regardless, we would encourage everyone to come forward and donate. But O blood types are the most common, and they are the most available to give to anyone in emergency situations because they don't need to be matched. So if someone knows that they have an O-negative blood type, then we would encourage those to come forward.
And it's a legal requirement, isn't it, for your employer to give you time off to go and donate blood? Isn't that right?
I'm actually not sure on the legalities of it, but I think most employers would be fairly understanding about getting an appointment for this. Also, there's really convenient ways to donate blood, particularly there's a lot of city centre locations, and there are evening and weekend slots as well. You can book online if you go on the blood.co.uk website. And also, something that I think is really nice that I want to mention is if you do donate blood, when the blood has been used, you get a text message telling you where it's being used, which I think is really motivating.
They do turn away people, though. I was turned away when I'd been vaccinated for foreign holidays with lots of, you know, vaccines, and they didn't want my blood. So people do get turned away. And our producer this morning was saying in Canada, where she's from, they still turn away gay men and say they don't want to accept blood. That used to be the case here, but now you are able to donate blood from all sexualities in the UK. But a few people don't meet the criteria.
Yeah, if you have any blood-borne viruses, if you have any recent travel to any areas where you can get a sort of a blood-borne disease, or if you are anemic or not feeling very well on the day of donating blood, then they may turn you away. But most cases, you'll be fine to give it.